What's going on, everybody? So today's video is going to be a little bit different from normal. I've just finished reading a brand new book here on my Kindle, and I want to share some of my key takeaways from this book with you all, as I know that it can help a lot of you make more money and more revenue in your business. Okay, so let's just get straight into things. The book that I have been reading, that I just finished recently, is called Sell It Like Serhant, and it's by a guy called Ryan Serhant. If any of you have read this book, I would love for you to drop your thoughts on it below in the comment section. I think I'm just going to sit down whilst I talk to you about this. Hopefully this setup works out okay. I thought I'd kind of move around with the camera a little bit today rather than just sit upstairs at my desk, but yeah, so this book, Sell It Like Serhant by Ryan Serhant. If you don't know him already, he is a real estate broker in New York City who basically sells like really high-end properties for millions and millions of dollars. And he has his own TV show called $1 Million Listings, a TV show called Sell It Like Serhant. He has a great YouTube channel, and just all in all, in general, I really like this guy and what he kind of talks about and the way that he shares his story with his audience. So I decided to read his book because I am like at a point in my agency right now where I'm taking more and more sales calls, and I want to improve my sales skills. Like, I first started in the whole business world in sales. My first few jobs were in sales, where I was like cold calling hundreds of people every single day, but it was a very different kind of sales. Now everything I'm selling is a little bit more higher ticket, and I just want to improve how I do that. So I decided to read this book, Sell It Like Serhant, which I would definitely recommend. It's actually quite a short book. It only took me literally like 2 days to read. It was maybe a few hundred pages. So if you're not someone who loves reading big, deep, in-depth books and you want to get through something quickly that's still useful, this will help you out. But I'm kind of waffling a little bit. So let's just get straight to the useful, or for me, the 2 or 3 key points that I took away from this book. I'm just going to switch hands because I didn't really think about how heavy this camera is. But for me, one of the things Ryan talks about a lot in this book is this theory or this idea that he keeps in his mind at all times about having as many balls in the air as possible. So what he means by that is having like as many opportunities going on at one time as possible, and how that can really help and impact your business. And of course that makes a ton of sense. Like, the more opportunities you have, the more chance you have of closing them, etc. But I think one thing that a lot of you guys and me personally used to make a mistake with, and do make this mistake, is that we become very attached, or I mean, I'm speaking for you here, but me personally, I used to become pretty attached to all of the deals that I was working on. Like, I would of course, I'm always going to try and close every single deal, but it's very easy to become too emotionally attached to those deals and be working really hard on closing 1 or 2 deals and then forget about having other opportunities going on. And if you lose out on 1 or 2 of those deals, then you're back to square one. And this is one point that Ryan talks about a lot in this book, is about how having as many balls in the air as possible, how you can get more balls in the air, how you can be focusing on just making more opportunities for yourself. And I think that's one of my real key takeaways from this book, is that we really need to be working harder on having more balls in the air, more opportunities, giving more people a chance, because sometimes I'm very easy to close down a potential opportunity if maybe someone doesn't fill in all the questions on my form, or I feel that they don't exactly match what I'm looking for. But actually that's a very short-term way of thinking. So now my mindset towards sales is a little bit more longer term. It's a bit more about how I can build better relationships with people who maybe they're not right for us right now, but in a few months' time or a couple of years' time they may be. So that was the first key takeaway for me, was about having as many balls in the air as possible. And then the second one was just really about the power of networking. Like, I've talked about this on the channel before, about how me personally, I am very much like an introvert. I really don't enjoy the kind of networking side of business, or like I don't like really putting myself out there and going to a ton of networking events and stuff like that. But now, as I'm becoming more comfortable in what it is that I do, and just more comfortable in myself, I guess, as a human, and knowing that we can bring and offer a lot of value to the world, I want to start spending more time making more meaningful relationships with people within my space and within my industry. And this is another thing that Ryan Serhant talks about a lot in this book, is how he really goes above and beyond to build connections with people in the right places. Like, he's actually a member at 3 different gyms across New York in 3 different areas that he goes to at 3 different times throughout the day, because he knows that these gyms have different kinds of people in. And one challenge that he sets for everybody new that joins his team is to at least engage or meet and exchange contact details with 2 new people every single day. So that's something else that I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be a bit more active in my community here in Tallinn and Estonia to meet more people within this space. So that's it. Those are my 2 key takeaways from this book. If you enjoyed a video like this, I know it's a little bit different, like key takeaways from things I've been reading, let me know. And if you have any interesting book suggestions for me that you're enjoying at the moment, drop them in the comments section down below. If you're new here, if you haven't watched any of my videos before, I would love it if you hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you again very soon for another video.